What happened?
We had sex is what happened.
So you had sex?
I think I'm in fucking love with her and I have to fly across the world to...
Wait a minute. I don't care how big this room is. You talk this shit in a whisper.
The 7th episode of Special Ops. Lioness opens with chaos at Langley as everyone scrambles to secure the success of their mission. Phones are ringing non-stop, and the urgency is palpable. Caitlin, Byron, and Joe are deep in strategy mode, working to ensure the elimination of Ami. Caitlin warns Byron against going through official channels. If the Spanish military gets involved, a senator will have to be informed, and that could jeopardize everything. The mission has already been set in motion, and there's no turning back now. Contacting the wrong person could mean disaster, and time is running out. Meanwhile, in Mallorca, the team must rely on their own resources to prepare for the next step. Inside a private car, Aaliyah confides in Cruz about the dangers of wealth, how the affluent become targets of the less fortunate. Despite her father being a top financier for terrorist organizations, Aaliyah sees marriage as nothing more than a business deal. She muses about the oil industry's corruption, but dismisses it as irrelevant to her world. Their conversation takes a turn when Aaliyah invites Cruz into her world, a world of exclusivity, luxury, and secrecy. She leads Cruz to an upscale boutique where champagne flows freely and wealthy women indulge in morning gossip and extravagant shopping sprees. The atmosphere is lighthearted, but the undertone is clear. This is a world within a world, a place where power and privilege reign. The tension shifts when the women retreat to a lavish hotel suite, where their connection deepens. The scene becomes more intimate, revealing a moment of passion and vulnerability between Aaliyah and Cruz. As the night unfolds, Cruz is overwhelmed with guilt about what she's about to do. Kyle watches from 2 floors below as Cruz sneaks out of bed, leaving Aaliyah fast asleep. She heads to the bathroom, where she discreetly texts Joe to set up a rendezvous. As Cruz moves toward the door, Aaliyah stirs and questions where she's going. Cruz, masking her emotions, tells her that their relationship has no future. With that, she leaves and makes her way to Kyle's room, where Joe arrives shortly after. Inside, Cruz finally voices the conflict within her. She's developed real feelings for Aaliyah, but she wasn't prepared for this scenario, where the first person to truly care for her is also tied to a mission that demands she help orchestrate the murder of her father. Joe doesn't sugarcoat the situation. She reminds Cruz why she joined the Marines in the first place and exposes the true nature of Aaliyah's father, a ruthless financier of terrorism. Joe lays it all out for Cruz. Ami isn't just another high-profile target. He's the financial backbone of countless terrorist operations worldwide. As they approach the final stretch of the mission, Joe reminds Cruz of her purpose. She warns her not to get lost in the illusion that she has a real connection with Aaliyah. The harsh truth? Aaliyah is being sent away to a compound in Riyadh to fulfill her role as a baby maker, and Cruz is nothing more than a temporary escape from that fate. Despite her emotions, Cruz returns to the hotel room, where Aaliyah is anxiously waiting. As she turns off the transmission device, Cruz tells Aaliyah she won't be able to accompany her to Mallorca. Aaliyah then drops a crucial piece of information. Her father, Ami, will not be attending the wedding. He's staying in Riyadh, unwilling to risk exposing himself in public. Cruz, realizing the significance of this intel, discreetly restarts the transmission. Joe and Kyle, who were just about to abort the mission in a panic, decide to stay and listen. As soon as Cruz leaves the hotel, Joe instructs her to rendezvous at the base, where Caitlin is waiting. Meanwhile, Aaliyah tries once again to convince Cruz to come with her, but Cruz refuses. When Aaliyah insists that calling off the wedding is impossible, her father would kill her for even suggesting it, Cruz knows there's no turning back. She is set to leave for Barcelona, accompanied by Kyle. Back at the operations base, tensions run high. Caitlin and Joe waste no time grilling Cruz about her actions, furious that she let personal emotions put the mission at risk. Under pressure, Cruz breaks down, admitting she isn't trained for deep cover operations like this. She struggles to suppress her feelings, something that was never part of her military training. The team demands to know exactly what Aaliyah told her. Through her tears, Cruz reveals that Ami won't be attending the wedding. But Joe isn't convinced. She quickly deduces that this is a programmed response. Aaliyah has been conditioned to protect her father at all costs, and this could very well be another layer of deception. After learning that Ami won't be attending the wedding, Caitlin suggests postponing the operation to preserve the integrity of the program. But Joe refuses. She's determined to see it through. Meanwhile, Cruz presents the wedding invitation Aaliyah gave her, claiming she told the bride they would see each other in Mallorca. Joe instructs Cruz to shower and rest before their scheduled departure at 3 p.m. Before heading out, Joe takes a brief moment for herself. Her daughter, Kate, is returning home that morning, and Joe wants to be there. As Neil helps Kate out of the car, it's clear her injury has left her completely dependent. Her leg is in a cast, and she'll need assistance for basic tasks like getting to the restroom and taking a shower. Joe promises to arrange for a nurse to help, but Kate is visibly upset. She insists that no 14-year-old girl should have to rely on her father for such personal care, even if he is a doctor. But Joe has no choice. Duty calls, and there's no guarantee she'll even return. Back at the base, Joe hands Cruz a laptop loaded with footage documenting every terrorist attack linked to Ami. As the team boards their plane, Joe warns Cruz that no matter how much she watches during the 8-hour flight, it will never compare to the sheer destruction and suffering caused by the man she's now emotionally entangled with. As the jet takes off, the rest of the team, including Randy, Two Cups, and the squad, focus on preparations. Cruz, however, is absorbed in the videos, each scene more horrific than the last. Her expression hardens, her jaw clenches tighter, and any lingering doubt begins to fade. Meanwhile, Bobby, Caitlin, and Joe sit together, strategizing their next move. The mission is still in motion, but with new challenges ahead, they must decide exactly how to execute their plan. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. Thank you for watching.